everybody. This recording will cover your assignment that is called Bringing It All Together, which is your last assignment except for the final exam, which the final exam has not been posted yet. I will post it in a few weeks. It's not due for a while, so I want you to think about this assignment before you start worrying about the final. But I am recording this on Thursday, and I wanted to remind you that your assignment into the discussion board is due tomorrow on Friday. So far it looks like there's only 4 of you who have submitted this. So don't forget about your chapter activities, okay? This is a lengthy assignment that is due tomorrow on Friday. And if you are watching this video after November 3rd, well, then you are late if you didn't submit the assignment. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, so here's your last assignment. The Bringing It All Together, you can find it under the Assignments tab, of course, and it is right here. So I moved it to the top, Bringing It All Together assignment. So all you're going to do, you're going to click on this and you're going to read a case study about Peyton, and you will answer the questions that are given to you in the Word document. Okay, so you're just going to click here. I've already done that, so I already have it open 27 times, but you're just going to click here to open the document. That looks like this. It is just a short 3-paragraph case study about a student named Peyton. This is a case study from another textbook that I was thinking about using for this class and decided not to, but I still have access to, some of the resources and all that kind of stuff. And I really liked kind of this case, and some of these questions, some of the questions are from that other textbook and some of them I kind of made up on my own. But so you'll read this story about Peyton. Okay, and then your task is to answer the following questions about Peyton using your textbook, the PowerPoints, video recordings, and outside sources if you wish. If you use outside sources, just make sure to provide the citations, okay? So I would recommend sticking with the textbook, the PowerPoints, the videos that I posted, or, the sound recordings that I posted. But if you use outside sources, make sure you provide the citations. So I want you to answer, there's only 4 questions, but 2 of them do have two little things. So I want you to provide enough detail, a paragraph or so for each question to show me you are thinking about how to make a student like Peyton more successful in your classroom, whether it's your current classroom that you're thinking about, oh, I have a student just like Peyton, or your future classrooms. Okay, so just, this is kind of how we're going to tie everything all together. I know it's a pretty brief case study, so use what you have learned from Peyton in these few paragraphs. And, it's that there's some information here for you. Is it giving you every single thing? Is it a full developed case study, a fully developed case study? No, it's just kind of a brief one, but I thought it gave enough information. So your first question, what are some of the current academic expectations that may be challenging for students like Peyton who experience learning difficulties in literacy or mathematics? Okay, so think about maybe some of the demands that are placed up here on Peyton and some of the struggles that she might have. Explain a unique characteristics of students with autism spectrum disorder and describe why educators should be aware of this trait. So this question doesn't have to be specific about Peyton, right? But it can be. You can also think about scenarios that were given in the textbook or something like that, or a student that maybe, or one that you're working with. So this one doesn't have to be specific to these 3 paragraphs of Peyton up here, but if you want it to be, it certainly can be. Okay, but just kind of looking broadly at a unique characteristic of students with ASD and describe why educators should be aware of this trait. Okay, then for numbers, I can't talk today. For numbers 3 and 4, each of them I want you to describe 2. Okay, so in number 3, describe 2 evidence-based strategies, methods, techniques, whatever you want to call it, that can be used to promote improved academic performance in reading, writing, or math for a student like Peyton. So this is where your textbook will be really helpful, especially some of those later chapters, right, that really go in depth into some of those methods. So, okay, we can see, well, it looks like Peyton has difficulty with reading comprehension. So maybe you go to the reading comprehension chapter and look for specific methods or specific strategies or specific techniques that might work to promote improved academic performance for a student like Peyton. Again, your textbook will be really helpful here. I paused for just a second, but chapter 7 in your textbook will be really helpful here. Later reading strategies and techniques. And, one of the first objectives is about comprehension. Okay, so I think this chapter could be really helpful for you. And again, this is one of the reasons why I selected this textbook, because I think there's a lot of really good methods and techniques and strategies that they provide you with. Okay, so we're not going to do this the case study in here, but I just think chapter 7 might be helpful talking about comprehension. Okay, so then, so describe 2 evidence-based strategies. Do they both have to be about comprehension? No, they do not. One could be about behavior. One could be about, let's see, what else? You know, assistance, taking assistance, right? Or completing assignments or participating in class or stuff like that. Okay, so again, chapter 7 is just a starting point, and you don't have to use chapter 7, just trying to give you some helpful hints. And then the 4th question, describe 2 techniques on how you can modify a 4th grade reading lesson for students with ASD that have below grade level reading and especially comprehension in Peyton's case, right? Because it says she's fluent, but her difficulty with reading comprehension negatively affects her performance in all academic subjects. So if you already know that she's struggling with comprehension, but she's expected to complete work on a 4th grade reading lesson, how could you maybe modify that 4th grade reading lesson for her to make it more, user friendly for Peyton? And also, and this is kind of a sub question, I guess. How would you utilize Universal Design for Learning? And page 35 is a good starting point in your textbook, but I know we talked about it a couple other times this semester as well. How would you utilize, let's say, one component of UDL to ensure meaningful access to the content while differentiating the assignment to meet the student's learning needs? And I guess that probably should say right? So, or Peyton student learning needs. Okay, so you want to think about, answer these questions about Peyton or a student like Peyton as much as you can. But again, this question number 2 doesn't have to be specific to Peyton. It could just be about students with autism, ASD in general. Okay, but this one, number 3, number 4, really thinking about what we know up here about Peyton. What are some evidence-based strategies, methods, techniques that can be used to promote improved academic performance? And then what are 2 techniques on how you can modify a 4th grade reading lesson for students like Peyton, with ASD that have below grade level reading, especially comprehension and writing skills? And then kind of a follow-up, how would, for A, if you will, or for B, how would you utilize UDL to ensure meaningful access to the content, for Peyton or for students like Peyton, while differentiating the assignment to meet the students, Peyton, or somebody else, a student like Peyton's learning needs? Okay, and I told you, see page 35 for starters. So that's it. It's just this case study of Peyton. This is a way for us to kind of bring everything together. You can, of course, put your little cursor right here and whoa, not do that. Hold, please. One moment. Oh, I know I did that. Okay, so it added an extra page for us. But then you can just type your answers, right? You can just type your answers. Let me move this just a little tiny bit. You can type your answer, right here into the, whoop. Oh, I'm still in the textbook. Oh my goodness gracious, y'all. This is the story of my life. I tell you, of late. Okay, so just like, some of your other assignments, you can type your answers right into this document, and this is what you will submit. If you feel the need to get rid of the, the text up here before you submit your answer, that's totally fine, but you don't have to. You can keep it just like it is and type your answers, or you can certainly, get rid of the text about Peyton and then submit just your answers. Either one is fine. Again, submit it as this Word document, okay? Don't use Google Docs, don't use anything else that I have to ask for permission for. So, submit it just like we have been doing as a Word document. Okay, let me go back to Blackboard. Okay, so you will just read about Peyton, and then again, you will just submit it. Remember, to access it, you can click right here, or you can click right here, and then here is where you will submit your answers as well to the questions. Okay, so again, you can find it under the assignments tab. And again, if you have not done the chapter activity questions, make sure you do those because they are due tomorrow. And then this bringing it all together assignment, so you will click on it. And again, if you're ready to submit, here you go. This one is due November 17th. Okay, so a few weeks. I know it is a little later than I wanted to post it, but here it is. And I will get your final up and posted within the next probably 2 weeks or so. Okay, so the final will only be 30 questions, probably 33 with a couple extra credit questions. And the class technically is not over until like December 4th. So we have plenty of time. Okay, I think that's it for now. That's about it. Yeah, just don't forget about your assignment that's due into the discussion board, and then you can go ahead and get started on this one. Hopefully you'll find this assignment, kind of relevant and a way to really bring it all together, hence the title of the assignment, and really getting you to start thinking about students with autism that you might work with or that you're currently working with, and how you're going to make those students more successful. All right, that's it for now, and I will not do a video for the final exam, but I will make sure to let you know when it's posted and how you access it and all that stuff. So this is, I believe, my last video for 703. I've enjoyed working with all of you this semester, and hopefully I will see you all again. I think I have some of you already for sign up for spring courses with me, and if not, I will probably see you next fall. All right, I hope y'all have a great day and a great last few weeks of the semester. You're almost there. Keep going. And I will probably see y'all next semester. Bye.